back to the beginning, with the memory of the past loop already fading fast. But while it lingers, I know there's hope. We're not doomed to repeat our failures in an eternal loop. This is a spiral. A fictional poet once said, "Beyond the shadow you settle for, there is a miracle illuminated. I will not settle for a shadow. I'll find the miracle through the night." It's not just victims and monsters. I see now there are heroes as well. We can find our way through the darkness. We will break through the surface. We will emerge into the light.
I am just now remembering that there is some extreme nudity in the beginning of this, which probably isn't going to be cool to upload on YouTube. I'll figure it out. That's crazy. I never noticed that before. Could do without staring at this guy's butt and back hair and whole deal. I might cut all of this. It's a lot of nudity. Interesting. Oh. Hello, I'm a naked man. Please help. Are they gonna help? I don't know if they're help. Oh, that's not helping.
rest of the stuff. I need to finish this.
What the fuck?
Two.
Hey, kiddo. How are you?
I'm good, Mom. How are you?
This trip might take a little longer than I thought. I'm sorry I've been gone so much lately, Logan.
Oh my god, Mom, it's not your fault people get all murdery. What happened?
Just work stuff.
Right. Well, Dad and I are just watching the latest episode of Night Springs here. Mom, it's so good.
No spoilers! I'll let you get back to the show. You were supposed to wait and watch with me. I love you both.
This is what happens when you go on work trips, Mom. Love you too. And say hi to Casey. Tell him to stop
Look at those
brooding so
mountains.
much.
Logan? I will. Bye, kiddo. Logan thinks you should try cheering up.
Snarky kid. Wonder where she gets that from.
It can't be a coincidence that another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Feels like the killer's leaving us a message.
I'm glad you're on this case with me, Anderson. It's right up your alley. You should take lead. Think of me as the backup.
Okay. Any words of advice?
Nothing that would cheer anyone up.
Be yourself. Just have fun with it.
Here we are. Cauldron Lake.
Time to get to work. A deputy was supposed to be here to show us to the crime scene. There's the car, so where's the deputy?
Eaten by a bear?
That
I'll
would be a
check out that
grisly way
map.
to die. Initiation. I love that there's Washington plates. That's so good. I have some thoughts on that intro. First,
Memorizing before we get swallowed up by
he
the
wants to look at the map
trees.
first. This is important. Always need a map.
You're the one who wanted to switch.
I think I hear someone.
I'm not walking all the way back
Could
down.
be our deputy.
I can go take a look.
All right, that. Why isn't it pulling up the map? Maybe that's for later. That intro, I swear that there was more in it this
Over
time.
here. Hey there, Agent Casey, right? Sheriff Breaker said you'd be coming by to take over the case.
You're half right. Anderson?
I'm in charge. I wear the pants.
Saga Anderson, I'll be leading this case. Seems you already know my partner, Alex Casey.
Shoot. Sorry about that, ma'am. I'm Deputy Mulligan. I just figured that, you know, that,
Those damn feds gonna show up, Mulligan.
federal agent's right here, Thornton. My partner, Thornton, down at the crime scene. He's not what you call the sharpest axe in the shed.
Right here? What do you mean? Are they with you? Oh, shit! They didn't
Everybody heard you.
What can you tell us about the crime scene?
Tell him about the heart.
I was getting to that, Thornton. Well, we reckon there are some organs that are currently outside the victim's person when they should be, well, you know, inside.
In other words, he's been stabbed hard.
Were there any witnesses?
Yeah, a couple out-of-towners. I wonder what they were doing sneaking around the woods at night.
Mention the city folk. It's pretty suspicious.
Not that we have anything against city folk, right, Thornton? But don't worry. Sheriff Breaker took them back to town a while ago.
Damn city folk.
I want to see the body. How do we get there?
Oh, sure, that's real simple. Just through the hole in the fence, down the hill towards the lake, around the old convenience store. You can't miss it. Everything's been closed since the area was fenced off. The store, the campground, all of it.
Hey, Mulligan, tell him I'm here waiting. I'll show him around.
They got it, Thornton.
Love the humor in these games. They're like as simultaneously horrible and unrelenting as they are humorous. Also, love that sign says,
Before we get to the crime scene, there's time to review the facts of the case so far. Make sure I'm seeing the clues clearly.
the sign said the FBC, which is the Federal Bureau of Control. Charm slots. Huh. I thought this was New Game Plus. That's fine, either way.
I need to think through the facts of the case. The Mind Place. My version of the Mind Palace technique. To sift through clues and work the case. Building the Mind Place again for each case. Using each field office as a model in my head. The facts are on the
I
board.
think this is one of the best looking games. It's so good. Like, I don't know. Maybe there are more graphically impressive. I don't know why I can't talk tonight. Maybe there are more graphically impressive games out there, but I think that what this really nails is a sense of atmosphere, like in a sense of world design too. This looks like such a cozy and somewhat liminal cabin. Like it's comfortable looking, but just slightly too sparse and too open. So it looks vaguely creepy and threatening at the same time. But still feels like an actual cabin and like a real place. And she just looks comfortable with her sweater too. Not in the slick FBI jacket, just a nice comfy sweater to help her process all the horrible things.
Everything we know about the previous murders. Worth taking another look.
She has this really cool mind place. I mean, maybe it gets a little tedious towards the end, but you collect the clues, you put them up on the wall, you connect them all together, you ask questions, and then you answer them, or ask further questions based off of what you put up. All victims reported missing in 2010, no other commonalities. That's when the first Alan Wake game was. I feel like there should have been this wall based off of the first Alan Wake game should have like scores of people on it. There were so many enemies. Killer profile, murder method, slight difference in murders, bloating only commonality in bodies but not cause of death, exposure to water post-mortem, some horrible pictures, killer profile, talk to someone. Post-mortem tattooing. Victim 3 was covered in illegible tattoos. A message from the killer maybe, or their art. Nothing in common besides disappearing in 2010. Killer may be a sportsman or a hunter.
I see you're
Yeah, that's
already
right.
hard at work, Anderson. Close to cracking it?
We're just getting started. Let's head down the hill to the crime
It
scene.
does not pause the game, crucially. All right, turn around, Casey. Let's go.
Hey, Casey. You putting me in charge. Why
On
now?
2 days
Look,
from
Anderson,
retirement,
you're a
Anderson.
better detective than I am. You've cracked cases that had the rest of us baffled. I don't want to slow you down.
Are you thinking of retiring? You know what happens to cops who say this is their last case.
Real funny, Anderson.
That's not gonna happen to me, Anderson. I'm Sam Lake.
Stairs are out. You okay to jump down?
I'm not that old.
Mirror Peak. Mirror Peak, the mighty mountain in the distance, is no other than Mirror Peak, the iconic landmark overlooking Cauldron Lake. From the right angle, its beauty will be reflected on the calm surface of the lake, mirrored in all its inverted glory. Interesting phrasing there.
Fucking nature. Gives me a headache. There's too much sky.
I just think that they really have like a solid sense of like world building where all the characters feel genuine. And
Not a bad place to get murdered.
there are worse
Getting back
places.
to nature is your thing.
You could fall in a porta potty and drown.
Damn. Should have brought an umbrella.
I like the rain. The only thing around here that feels like home.
You think the local law
No.
had the sense to put up a tarp?
If they did, next coffee's on me.
Anyway, what I was saying is they have just such a cool sense of like making a place feel authentic, if not real. Like this place, you could just feel the damp, cool weather and the humidity, and it just seems like the people fit here naturally too, like just how quirky they are.
Deputy Thornton, I take it.
That's me, at your service, ready to get this case solved. Now the body's behind the store. Come on, I'll show you. So, the FBI, huh? That's so cool. Hunting down psycho serial killers and shootouts with the mob.
You forgot the UFO cover-ups.
What? Those are real? You guys hiring?
Thornton, he's choking.
Yeah, that's the
Let's
Bureau of
just see
Control.
this body,
They
shall
do
we?
that. Darn, I'm really gonna have to do something about this nudity.
Now this is the scene of the crime. We found him on the table. Now he didn't touch nothing, you know, procedures and stuff.
Thanks, Deputy.
No tarp. You owe me a coffee.
Okay, let's start by examining our guest of honor. Does this fit the MO of the previous
Let's get
murders?
all up in this naked corpse's business.
Step body is positioned on the table. Ritualistic. Another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Coincidence?
Yes. Investigate the crime scene is the current goal. All right.
The killer left the heart right next to the body. Incised stab wound. Chest cut open. Heart removed. Bruising on the wrist from the cargo straps holding him down.
That's pretty brutal, though. Is there anything else? Cargo straps. Bruising indicates victim was alive when restrained. Matches other cases. Oh, God. Major chest trauma. Consistent with previous killings.
Heart removed from chest, strapped by the wrists. Definitely matches the previous murders. But this time the heart and the straps were left behind. More clues to work with. This makes 4 murders that we know about.
4 murders. All right, we resolved that question. Yes, it is consistent with previous murders and have 2 new ones. Who are the killers? Who is the victim? Matches with her.
Who is our victim? Who killed him?
What was that clue?
Need to find more clues.
Okay.
Large amount of blood on the table.
Thank you.
The victim died here. Multiple people were here. Multiple killers? Someone left in a hurry. Knocked the tripod over. Was it for a camera? Someone was drinking beer. They spent time here, waiting.
It is just funny to think about. So we saw who killed him in the intro. It's just hanging out around a cooler in those masks and ponchos. Yep. Mm-hmm. Is that it? Oh, let's go to the case board. Saga, multiple sets of footprints. That's definitely with the killers. Okay.
Boot prints, indicating multiple killers.
Crime
the
of
party.
passion, premeditated. It's definitely not a crime of passion. The victim. I don't have any clues related to that. I think we know all about him. With that angle that I was just looking at him. Do I have to go a little bit further? See, this is where...
Any idea who the victim is?
Oh, I sure do. His name is Nightingale. He was FBI. He came to town about 13 years ago. Now, I haven't heard a word about him since. Well, until now.
Nightingale? Robert Nightingale?
Oh, yes. You probably knew him. Brothers in arms. Oh, and sisters.
Victim is Robert Nightingale, last seen in Bright Falls 13 years ago. Okay. These are for later. Well, that's one step closer. I need to stop walking next to this guy. That's just more work for me in the future to edit out that turtle head.
So you knew our victim?
Well, I didn't recognize him in his current state. But yeah, I ran into him a few times at Quantico. Never worked any cases together. After his partner got killed in the field, he went off the deep end. Got the boot pretty quick after that.
So what happened to Nightingale after the Bureau let him go?
I only know the rumors. Depression led to booze, booze led to paranoia. He got some wild ideas in his head, chased ghosts until he fell off the map. Guess he ended up here.
I bet there's more to that story.
But no happy ending.
Nightingale went missing 13 years ago. 2010.
The same as all the other victims.
Certainly fits the pattern. Makes me wonder what was going on that year.
Probably something this town wants to forget.
2010 was a great year, though.
I think that's everything.
Oh, thank God.
For now, at least.
Oh, no, don't look at
Anything
it.
clicking yet?
Not sure. Need to think about it.
Okay, there we go. That's not better in any way. Yeah, we gotta go to the mine place. Do some deducing. FBI fired him. That's interesting, because in the first Alan Wake game, he was very clearly with the FBI. So maybe...
Robert Nightingale,
I don't know.
ex-FBI, came to Bright Falls 13 years ago.
There was just this really cool set piece at the end of the first Alan Wake game where he just gets kind of carried away.
They planned for the murder to happen here, passing the time with equipment ready. They were waiting for him. But why Nightingale? He's been missing for 13 years. Why here? Why now? Profiling. Get into the subject's head. See what they saw. Feel what they felt. Use whatever I know about them to guide my intuition to a revelation. Piece it together.
It's just so eerie. That deer head too, it's just interesting lighting.
Miss you, kiddo. I'll be home soon. If only the rest of the Bureau knew what a softy Casey is.
Good graphics there.
11 remain.
That's so creepy.
Mom may be gone, but whenever I read this, I feel like she's still here.
Saga, for what it's worth, I think it's important that Logan grows up seeing you do what you love, what you're great at. That will teach her so much. There will be times just like this when you question your choices, your competence, even your own sanity. When things get dark, remember to trust and love yourself as much as your family does. You won't be perfect, but I know you'll be amazing. Love you always. Mom. And there's a little pumpkin.
This mug always cheers me
Not
up.
the worst mom. These are very strange.
Agent Nightingale has been MIA for 13 years. How did he end up here?
Up from the lake that's not a lake. It's dark. He was there too. You are not allowed in the lake until he says otherwise.
Robert Nightingale came from the lake before his murder.
It's just so... How does she know that? She's never even met this guy and she's profiling him somehow.
Nightingale was chosen as the victim. Why?
Flick the switch. It goes click. Lights are off. But somebody's home. Somebody's home.
This wasn't some random act of violence. This was a ritual. And Nightingale a component. They didn't see him as a person. More like a container for something.
A container. Hardly know her. Done some good work.
The lake is connected to Nightingale somehow.
Alright, well, do you have anything to say?
Casey, let's take a look down by the lake. Lead the way.
Sounds good. This way, right?
Right.
Well, okay. Well, I'll just wait here.
Keep him company. Put a tarp up.
This one of your hunches, Anderson? Did something happen at the lake?
I think Nightingale came up from that direction. From the lake. Probably looking for shelter. Safety. They were waiting for him.
When you're ready, I'd love to hear what you put together so far.
Sure. It's not that complicated. Nightingale was out in the woods alone at night, possibly nude. The killers knew he was here, ambushed him, dragged him to the campgrounds, strapped him to the table, cut his heart out. But then they were interrupted by those witnesses, the Bookers. The job is unfinished.
That seems pretty complicated to me. What was this guy doing skinny dipping at this time of year?
Haven't figured that part out yet.
Just a weirdo into weird things.
Lots of questions.
Lots of answers for us to find.
I didn't know trees got that big. Gives me the creeps.
You need to get out more.
I was gonna
It is kind of creepy,
put her
though.
face there.
A witch with no heart. A strange echo of owl murder.
There is no mystery in Cauldron Lake being named after its cauldron shape, and yet there are many mysterious stories about the lake. It being a gloomy doorway to the underworld, or of a witch whose cauldron the lake really was. The legend tells that when the affections of a local sheriff went unanswered, he accused the lady in question of having bewitched him. She was drowned, but her dropped ladle grew into a strange tree named Witch's Ladle. The woman returned to avenge her wrongdoers. If she was not a witch before, she was one now. She killed the sheriff, drowning him in the lake. Then she took out his heart and locked it in a box. With the heart, she would summon him from the lake to exact revenge on her behalf. Or so the legend goes. It's funny because in the first game, she looks like kind of a character in there. There wasn't a sheriff involved, though. Interesting.
Tracks. Barefoot. Nightingales?
Possibly.
They come out from under the boulder.
Makes no sense.
There's a piece of paper on the ground.
I think I have to press exit.
A page full of text on one side. Not a printout. Written with a typewriter. Old school. Lines scratched out and edits added with a pen.
Like a manuscript. Page of a story. Killer left a message.
A story, but not a story.
It's for us. The text is about us. The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale. And then there was the page they found. The first step down into terrifying depths.
Reading the words. These words felt like a message.
Felt like a message.
Someone knew they were here, someone playing a game with them. An invitation. How could they not accept, even if they knew it would end up hurting them?
Someone's been watching us.
Playing a sick game with us.
You were right. This is right up my alley. Nightingale came this way. Either he dropped this page, or the killers left it for us.
Or a third option. Profiling.
We found a page in the woods. A story about these events. What is Nightingale's role in this?
I carry his words close to my chest now. Inside, the awful truth. You must dig it out.
Something was put inside him. In his chest. I must find out what.
Oh, manuscript pages.
The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale, gone missing here 13 years ago. Now he had suddenly turned up, only to be murdered in a brutal ritual on the very day of their arrival. And then there was the page. This page, the first page that they had found, not the last. The first step down into terrifying depths. Secret truths trembling beyond the threshold. Reading the words, these words, felt like a message. was a message. Someone knew they were here, what they were doing. Someone playing a game with them, leading them on. An invitation. How could they not accept? The sheer audacity of this impossible mystery presented to them, even if they knew it would end up hurting them.
I think listening really to this now, it kind of makes a little bit more sense to me to have played Control before. Maybe not necessarily Alan Wake 1, but some understanding of Control I feel like goes a little further here. Because it's talk about thresholds there that's definitely explored in Control. 10 out of 10 game also. Trail has gone cold.
I think he came from the lake. But his tracks make no sense.
He has something hidden inside of him.
Found all I can here. Time to properly examine the body. See what I can find inside.
Okay.
Casey, I think something's been put inside Nightingale's body. Let's tell the deputies to get the body to the town morgue.
Okay.
Whoever wrote that page made sure it read like a story. Like a scene from a thriller.
I hate all of it. The text said we'd find more. I believe it.
But what's the purpose? They're twisting events to create their own narrative to do what?
I don't remember seeing this
Entertain some
before.
fantasy? Projecting their
Wait,
desires?
what did she pick up?
Are we characters or the audience? Witnesses to their design? All the above?
It's all about control. Deciding what happens to who.
Control.
Don't let it drag you in.
Too late. I'm already hooked. I need the next chapter.
Do we? I need to see what that was.
Saga bent down to inspect the body on the table. Somehow it felt familiar. The straps, the heart, the mutilated corpse laying on the rain-soaked wood. Like deja vu. She chased the source of the feeling. Found nothing. None of the victims from her past cases resembled this one. It didn't feel like anything from her past. More like something from a dream. From a life she could barely remember. Maybe one that wasn't even hers. Then the feeling passed. Like a shadow in the trees shifting with the wind. Saga blinked, shook the feeling from her head. She turned her focus back on the work. There was a lot to do. Casey and the deputy were watching her. She had a feeling this would be an exciting case.
That's so cool. That's a new one for sure. Wow.
Hey, you made it back. Good. I hope you didn't get stuck in any of those big puddles. Crazy flooding down there, huh? Just like I said.
Deputy, I want the body taken back to town for a proper examination ASAP.
Well, sure. But the coroner won't be back in town for another week after Deerfest.
Not a problem. I'll do it myself.
Oh, and Sheriff Breaker called to say he's got the bookers at the Oh Dear Diner in town. Oh, and I've got a key to the gate. It's a shortcut back to the parking lot just up the hill.
Gotta love a shortcut.
Thanks.
Sir?
Let's get the car, drive to Bright Falls, and talk to these witnesses, the bookers.
At the diner, right? I could use a cup of coffee.
Let's try that shortcut the deputy mentioned.
Sounds good.
We owe him a cup of coffee, so... That was an over-the-top animation for just unlocking a
Seems
gate.
like a nice town so far. Murders aside. Pretty woods. Cute lodge we got set up in. We should go for a hike if we get a chance.
Now you're just being mean, Anderson.
Deputies aren't exactly up to the task, but hopefully the sheriff will be more helpful.
Not a surprise about the deputies. Doubt they see much stuff this gruesome.
Were you here 13 years ago, sir? Some pretty horrible stuff back then. So, the reason I wanted to replay it is just, one, there's a new game plus that they patched in, which apparently has a bunch of new cool stuff, and I'm already seeing some new stuff here. And then
Is that a
I haven't played any of the
kid's
DLC.
lunchbox? An Alex Casey movie lunchbox.
We're all in this together,
Casey
hero.
hates the endless jokes about coincidentally having the same name as a fake detective. He hates those cheesy crime books, but he really hates the movies.
Have a heroic day. Oh, was that? Is that always the upgrade? Well, maybe I should have done a harder difficulty. Nah, it's fine. Do not touch. This station is property of the Federal Bureau of Control. So the DLC is supposed to be scattered naturally throughout the world. I've only played one, and I think I did the first one,
Can't
which was
fit the
wild.
clues all together yet. Heart removed, tripod, tracks leading to a dead end.
A tripod for a camera? To record a snuff film?
Maybe. And why take out his heart just to throw it away?
To stuff in something for us to find.
Some type of sick pinata. You can just tell that this is a type of place where a nice hot cup of coffee would hit extra great. Just different. He's not about the hiking,
Here we are.
the off-roading.
Let's drive back to town and meet the sheriff at the diner.
Let's do it.
I can't get that manuscript page out of my head. I've never seen killers reach out so directly before.
Damn impressive work so far. With your technique, these hunches were moving fast.
I wasn't sure about taking a case so far from home, but I'm thrilled to be here for this mystery.
Just like the manuscript said, she's excited about it. Look at how pretty it is.
Need to swing by the lodge to get anything from the field office?
I'm all set.
I'll park there anyway. I want to walk to the diner, get a feel for the town.
Cole Street. It's just a charming little town. Look at this coffee thermos guy.
The diner's just up the waterfront. Shouldn't keep the sheriff and our witnesses waiting.
I smell coffee.
Hey there.
Hi. See where people just greet you? Howdy.
Just how much coffee have you had today, Charlie? Don't know, don't care. How much have you had? Not enough. That's how much. Never enough coffee.
I used to drink an obscene amount of coffee.
To toot my own horn, but I am pretty darn sure
Oh
our
dear.
float will be the belle of all at this year's Deer Fest. Just a few more days. It's a nice looking float to share.
Let me guess. The FBI. Welcome to Bright Falls. It's nice to have you here. I got you both some coffee. Oh, it's Washington's finest.
Casey, please. It's the guy from Man of Medan.
Nice to meet you, Sheriff. I'm set for coffee.
You know, I wouldn't say no to another.
I'm Agent Saga Anderson. This is Agent Alex Casey.
Tim Brinker. And let me just say, I'm happy you two are here. Frankly, we could use the help.
Waiting for him to say, but this is my jurisdiction.
Your deputies said you had a couple of witnesses here.
They made them sound like suspects.
Mulligan and Thornton are still on about that? No, the Bookers don't strike me as the murdering type, but you can decide for yourselves. They're just inside having coffee and pie to calm their nerves.
I'll see what they have to say. Casey, you compare notes with the sheriff.
Take your time.
Well, if they were having anything else to calm their nerves, I would be suspicious,
We've
but
looked through
coffee
the
and pie
case
sounds
files you sent over,
just
Sheriff.
great.
Have you had many people besides the known victims go missing?
Excuse me. I'm Agent Saga Anderson. Are you the Bookers?
That's us. I'm Tammy, and he's Ed.
Hello, officer.
Just Saga is fine, Ed.
So, are we being charged with anything? Because if not, we'd love to get back to our hotel and decompress after
Being
what we
charged
saw.
for the pie.
Take a bath, scream into pillows, that kind of thing.
We're not charging you.
$6.
I just have a few questions. Nothing to stress about, okay?
Why were you at the lake?
What were you doing at Cauldron Lake last night?
I'm a writer. True crime. We're here from New York, doing some research on a famous novelist, Alan Wake, who went missing here. I was down at the lake, getting some details. Perfectly legal.
I don't think so. It was completely blocked off.
So what did you see in the woods?
This naked dude came out of the lake, and he was acting crazy, shouting weird shit at us. He must have been on something.
Unless skinny dipping at dawn is a thing around here.
Then we heard shooting. We ran into these psychos in deer masks. They were tearing into the naked guy with knives, like some kind of satanic cult. And then we bolted and called the cops.
If that were me, and I'm not disputing this story, but I would have like gotten out of town immediately and been like, I don't know who these cult people are. I don't want to find out.
What makes you say it was a cult?
The masks and knives aren't enough.
I mean, they were shouting, "Cult of the tree, the cult of the tree, cult of the tree." Oh, and then we found it. The whole thing was terrifying. That's all.
Well, time to do some profiling. She got the haunted vision of the two of them.
The cult of the tree. What are the Bookers telling me?
Found their necklace. The symbol is 2 triangles.
The cult wants their spruce tree back, Tammy.
Finders keepers, Ed. My publisher will want this on the cover.
Tammy found something. A necklace belonging to one of the cultists. The Bookers were at Cauldron Lake. Why?
The fence was built to hide what's there. They say the rider fell in the lake.
Private party. No trespassing.
My book has questions. Past the bolt cutters.
They broke in for the sake of Tammy's book. Nothing to do with the murder. They were telling the truth. So you found something there, right? A necklace these cultists may have dropped.
Okay. Wow. How did you put that together?
It's evidence. You need to hand it over.
Told you not to keep that thing to me.
Thanks. This could prove to be helpful.
Got her
Do me a
fingerprints
favor.
all over
Stick
it.
around town for now in case we have any more questions.
Like we'd even dream of missing Deerfest.
Oh, God. Saga! Saga Anderson. as I live and breathe. I thought we'd never see you back here after that awful, awful thing happened to your baby girl. How are you? I'm sorry. Who are you? I don't know what you're talking about. It's me, silly. Rose. You know me. I don't think I do. And what horrible thing happened to my baby girl? She drowned. Your daughter. That's so weird you don't remember. How do you know I have a daughter? Oh, I know what this is. You're blocking out your traumatic memories. Happens on TV all the time. No. You're mistaking me for someone else. If you say so.
That's so completely unnerving. That's such a horrible thing to say, for one, but also it's just so unnerving. Right?
All set? My guys have Nightingale at the morgue if you're ready to go take a look.
Let's go. Well, Casey, I got a lead. Looks like we're dealing with a cult. The cult of the tree.
A murder cult. Fuck.
Have you heard of this cult of the tree, Sheriff?
Only the urban legend. If you're in the woods at night, the cult will get you. That sort of thing.
We're not gonna find out you're the Grand Wizard or something, are we?
I played some D&D back in the day. Wizard was always my favorite class.
Morning, Sheriff. Looks like you have some guests.
Morning, Ted. Yeah, real important guests.
That's not a great
Deerfest.
quip to send back
Always
at
draws a
the,
crowd, right?
about being a wizard.
Too true. More the merrier. Have a good one, Sheriff.
I mean, obviously he was trying to laugh it off, but that's such an awful
Hey,
thing
what do
to
you know
say.
about that waitress from the diner?
Rose? Yeah, she's a bit of a space case. Always has been. Why? What'd she do now?
She kept saying that my daughter drowned. She even knew my name. It was all very weird.
Rose has a talent for saying the weirdest thing possible. But it's best not to take it personally.
Hey, boss. Corpse is downstairs ready to go.
Yep, in the morgue, all prepped.
I'd like to take a closer look as soon as possible. Lead the way, Sheriff.
Oh, this is the Bright Falls Sheriff Station. Anything you need, just let us know.
We appreciate the support, Sheriff.
Don't mind if I do. Let me start poking around.
I'll be right with you, sir.
Yep. Just
I'll
here to
take
pay my
these.
ticket.
Someone has a nice
Whenever
looking
you're
burger.
ready to take my money.
I'm gonna read whatever's on there now.
No speeding
Have a
happening
nice
here, I
day.
see.
Sir, some patience, please.
Agent?
I think it would be so cool to be like a
As you know, the investigation
sheriff
is
in
being
a
taken
small
over by
town.
the federal agents.
Oh dear,
Sheriff
I am a
Ricker wants us
tourist,
to
and it
cooperate
appears
fully.
that I'm lost in
Aye,
the
aye,
woods.
I'm
If
being
only had a
serious,
tour
Nelson.
guide also. It's bear season. Oh no, a bear. Help. Did somebody call for a tour guide? Oh wow, Koskela Brothers Adventure Tours. Unforgettable tour experiences at affordable prices. That's right, I'm Ilmo Koskela, voted best coffee roaster / tour guide by Coffee World magazine, and I'm here to give you the tour of a lifetime. But Ilmo, I've heard the government has seized and restricted access to many local nature attractions. That is true, Janko. Many local attractions have recently become fenced off by the government, and that's why At Coscola Brothers Adventure Tours, we say, the government. We have bolt cutters. Oh, wow. You think of everything, and we'll take you anywhere. Hiking through the scenic Elderwood National Park. Fishing in the crystal clear waters of Bright Falls Dam. Bird watching at majestic Mirror Peak. The tour of a lifetime is just one phone call away. Book now to get a 9% discount on this limited edition Oh Dear Diner coffee thermos.
Incredible. I love Remedy so much.
So we share a morgue with the funeral home next door. It's a shoestring budget.
It's convenient.
I guess you guys don't have that problem, though. Our only coroner rotates between a few other towns, and he's away this week, but you can handle this, right?
I'm qualified to perform examinations. Yes.
Something about morgues. They always cheer me up.
I can't say I feel the same.
He's joking. Okay, let's take a look at our patient. I'll start with the external inspection before performing the internal examination.
That's so naked.
What was the cause of death? What other clues can the body give me? Aha. They did leave something inside his chest. There's writing on here. Can't make it out.
That is very visible.
Writing? How'd they manage that?
This looks like text. A tattoo?
Nightingale didn't strike me as a tattoo guy. Defensive wounds. He put up a fight.
The body shows signs of being submerged in water post-mortem. It doesn't add up. Time to see what Nightingale's body can tell us.
Bruises, defensive wounds on victim. Smudged text under victim's skin. Chest ripped open, something visible inside. What is inside?
Chest wound is cause of death, but the corpse is bloated, waterlogged. Doesn't add up. There's definitely something in his chest. Did the killers leave it there?
It's their car keys.
We're dealing with an organized group of killers, not a lone serial killer. I need to know more about the Code of the Tree if I'm going to shut them down.
There's a lot here. What kind of cult? Cult goal. Cult symbols. Jewelry can be used as subtle indicator of membership, but this isn't subtle. A badge of pride. Cultists were wearing deer masks. If they're hiding their faces, they aren't established enough to operate openly. Connection to Deerfest. Triangle figures made from twigs. Nope. Symbols. Feels like something out of a horror movie. Who's this guy? Oh yeah. All right. Well, here we go. Everybody ready? You ready there? so naked.
It's the same type of page we found at Cauldron Lake.
Nightingale hunted Saga. Didn't see her. The Taken could not see into bright light. Light hurt them, made them vulnerable. Nightingale had no heart, but here he was, killing.
Someone's created a fucked up fantasy about us.
Hey, hold on. We found these kinds of pages. I didn't think they were relevant to this case. I have them right here. No, wait!
Whoa.
Sheriff?
What the hell?
Show me the clicker.
Didn't see her. Could not see into bright light.
I'll make you pay.
He's coming. No weapon. The page said to get into the light.
Well, that makes sense why there was a random red shirt deputy there. Where was the weapon?
He can't see me in the light. My gun's out in the hall. Gotta get it back. Gotta move. Now.
Okay. How do you run again? Uh-oh. I don't remember the buttons. The game is kind of difficult. All right. Oh no, back here. I'm sorry, guy. You're gonna have a rough time.
He can't see me in the light.
I just gotta wait for this horrifying naked hairy man to
My
leave.
gun's out in the hall. Gotta get it back.
Yes, Saga, we know. Can you get it back now? No.
Gotta move.
Okay, now we can.
Now.
Go, 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 go. Got him.
Vanished.
End of chapter. But all right, that's Alan Wake 2. I am very excited to play through this. I probably will do the whole game, but I definitely want to do all of the DLC. The game's not really that long either. It's not definitely longer than Killer Instinct would. No, It's definitely longer than Killer Frequency, which is the last game that I played, but it's not as long as most other games. I'm not sure how long the DLC is, but I'm so excited to get through it. This is a great game, and Remedy's one of my favorite developers. Right up there with FromSoft and Capcom, I suppose. Top 3, maybe Nintendo. But yeah. The Remedy games are so good, and I feel like they're even better on a replay because you know what's going on a little bit more and can piece the story together. And I can see now that there are certain things here that have popped up in this playthrough that I don't remember on the new game cycle. So I'm interested to see the little tweaks and curveballs that they throw in. Because they're interesting and they're definitely adding a little bit more context to what's happening and layers, I suppose. However, that's going to be it for now. I've already had a minor recording issue, so I'm going to need to sort that out. I was hoping to post this tonight, but it will probably be tomorrow instead because of the issue that I had. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to Alan Wake 2. And Silent Hill 2 once I get that one a little bit more sorted out. For now, though, thanks anybody that watched. Appreciate it.